Hello, my stitching friends. Welcome to Flosstube number 32. My name is Sarah and my channel is Handmade by Sarah W. Welcome into my sewing room where I hope you are ready to have a little chat about one of my very favorite things to talk about, which is cross stitch. And that is primarily what I talk about here on my channel. Cross stitch, some sewing, quilting, and knitting, and whatever other craft I may be getting into. And I'm so happy to have you here to spend a little time with me today. It is Sunday, fun day, Sunday, August 18th. We are halfway through the month. It's crazy to even think that the summer has come and gone, but here we are, school's back in, and things are settling into their new normal for me after the summer. So I hope it is for you too, and that you are here for some fun because I have some fabulous things to show you today. I have two fully finished cross stitch items, which means I've done the stitching and they are now in their final form and ready to be displayed in my home. Actually are already displayed. I just brought them up here to share them with you. And then I have two things that I finished stitching, but I haven't fully finished them yet. I have two new starts, and then I have 5 whips. So this is everything that I have been working on in the past 2 weeks. I typically make my videos every other week, and so I just come on here just to chat and spend some time with you and show you what I've been working on. So I'm gonna start with the fully finished things. So the first one that I'm gonna show you is Summer Folk by Hands On Design. I did finish stitching this and fully finish it since my last video, and I just love this little series. So there are 4 designs. Winter's not out yet, but fall just came out. So there's spring, summer, and fall is one of my new starts this week. So I'll be showing you that soon. Winter's the only one I don't have, and it hasn't been released yet, but as soon as it does, I will be getting it and stitching it. You can be sure of that. So I started this series because my good friend Sarah from Sarah Stitchery here on YouTube and Stitchy Sarah Reads over on Instagram, she was hosting a stitch along for this one. This is the Spring Folk. So I went ahead and went all in. I got my spring chart, I got my board, this finishing board from Chantel 141 Design, and I jumped in on the sow, and then I realized, okay, I'm in this. I'm gonna do all 4 seasons, and this is gonna be displayed in my home all the time, and all I have to do when the season comes around and I'm changing out my decor, I just pop one off. With these magnets, I'm able to change it out just that quickly. So what I used for my fabric is Picture This Plus 16 count earthen. And I'm gonna use that color for all 4 seasons. It's not the called for color. The called for is a little bit darker, but I really like this color. I had it in my stash, and so I had enough to do spring and summer, and so I just bought another piece to do fall and winter. So I'm ready for both of those. And I did use all of the called for colors with the called for amount of strands. So the cross stitching is done in 2 strands, and then some of the specialty stitches, like the back stitching, is either 1 or 2 strands. I did whatever the design dictated, and then you use a pearl cotton for some of the specialty stitches that you can see, like in this section here and here, and it's the same color for all 4. So you can see some of that also in this design. Get a close-up for you. Super fun to stitch. What I did to finish it, I just used this green fabric on the back that I thought coordinated good with all of the green leaves, and a purple rickrack to kind of show off the purple in the chart, which I love and I think is super fun to stitch with. I love stitching with purple thread. Not a lot of charts have it, but when I do have one with it, I always really enjoy stitching with it. So this was a fun one to stitch and to finish, and it's already displayed in my home. So this was my first FFO. And I have one more to show. And this, well, let me show you what book this is from first. So this is a Blackbird Designs, and it's from the book United We Stand. And I did this mattress finish here. And I did stitch this on a Picture This Plus in the color shale, and it's 16 count. I used one strand. Now, I want to see if I can show you without showing you the chart. You stitch this in, I'm just going to kind of cover up the chart. You stitch this in 4 pieces. So each side is a small piece, and then you have the top. Okay, so I'd stitched all of that, and I'm pretty sure that I used all DMC on this. I may need to double check. I'm sorry I didn't bring my notes up here for the colors, but I'm pretty sure it was all DMC. But this is my finished mattress finish, and it isn't small. I mean, it's 6.5 by 6.5. So, you know, it's bigger than my hand. But I think it's so pretty. Sorry, I had it upside down. And it was so fun to finish. Now, other mattress finishes that I've done in the past, you stitch a line, like a back stitched line all around the design, but this one you didn't do that. So I actually just had to stitch it on the Ada, but I'm so proud of how my seams look. I think they are just really good. I'm super proud. On the sides, so you have, like on this side, you have flowers, but then over here it says United We Stand, and then I personalized it with the year that I stitched it, 2024, and my initials here. And I used just a brown quilt fabric on the bottom. I didn't want it, there's so much going on here that I didn't want a pattern fabric to take away from the beauty of this. And so I just feel like the brown bottom is really good. And so I stuffed it with what's it called, polyfill and crushed walnut shells, so it is weighted, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. So that is my finish of that. I apologize if you can hear the neighbor's dog. They leave it outside and it barks a lot, so I'm sorry about that. If you can hear, I think it's a new dog, so you've probably never heard that in any of my other videos, but now we have a dog back there. Okay, so next I've got the 2 things that I finished stitching in the past 2 weeks. So this is a chart by Luminous Fiber Arts, and it's called Gathering Acorns. And I did not do it in the called for floss or fabric. My fabric is an 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Sand. And this was my first time using Dinky Dyes. Now, my good friend Allie gave me this chart and the Dinky Dyes as a birthday gift. So we stitched it together. She actually used a different floss. Hers looks really beautiful too. And we both got ours finished, and I just love the variegation in this so much. I think the color was called Pumpkin Spice, I think. I didn't bring it up here, but so pretty. So you can see mine looks a lot different from the called for, but I love how mine looks, especially on that fabric too. I just think the variegation looks really pretty. And I was trying to decide, like, how do I want the variegation to look? Because I don't always stitch the same way. Like, I don't always stitch horizontal or vertical. I usually let the pattern dictate how I want it to look if I'm using a variegated floss. And I just chose to go vertical for this whole thing, and I think I made a good decision, and I think it's really pretty. I'm gonna finish it into a small dough bowl pillow like that. And not sure if I'm adding the buttons or not. I have some buttons that would work. Allie and I were discussing that. I don't know. I may just leave it. Actually, the chart gives you two options. If you're going to use the buttons, stitch it like this. If you're not, stitch it like that. And I stitched it thinking that I wouldn't use the buttons, just because my thinking was, well, I could just cover that stitching up if I wanted to with buttons. So I just went ahead and stitched it, but I'm undecided, so we'll see. I'll keep you posted. So next, I have another finish, and this is in this really cute bag from Painted Leaf Co., which happens to be the mother of my dear friend Sarah. She is the bag maker for Painted Leaf Co., and so Sarah gave me this for my birthday, and I have the perfect stitch for this in here. She knows how much I love the beach, and so I had started this one right here. This is Autumn Beach postcards by the Blue Flower. These were exclusive to Barefoot Needle Arts, and they are being released now. If you go on the Blue Flowers Instagram, you can see that. But something that I really, really like about this is that it calls for a lot of DMCs, and then it calls for 7 overdyes. And I really appreciate that. And I stitch like that a lot anyway. Like, sometimes I'll use all of the overdyed flosses sometimes in a chart, but most of the time I'm using a combination of overdyed and DMC. And so that's how this is charted. So there's 17 DMC colors between all 5 of these, and then 7 of the fancy flosses. I really appreciate that. And I have another chart. I'll show it to you because I actually have it up here. I haven't started it yet, but I'll show it to you. And it has, it's the same way. It's got like several DMCs and then some, you know, of the hand dyed. So anyway, my friend Renee had given me this, and I couldn't wait to start it because not only are the colors so pretty, but the beach in the fall is my favorite place to be. The fall is my favorite. Like, I just love it. And I waited patiently until I went to the beach. It wasn't in the fall, but it counted. It was the beach. I wanted this to be a beach start. So I did wait, and I started it there. And this is on 16 count, picture this, plus vellum. And I used 1 strand, and I got it finished. It's so cute. I just love it. Now, I haven't decided how I'm gonna finish these yet. The finish is super cute. Let me show you. On the back, she has it finished like these little postcards. How cute is that? I love that idea, but I'm also thinking like displaying, like when I display these, how do I want it to look? So I'm also considering doing pillows and putting them all together in a dough bowl. So I'm not sure yet. But I'm not gonna, I think I might wait and finish them all together. That way I have time to decide what I wanna do. And I'm not sure what my next one is gonna be, but I think it's gonna be one of the ones with a pumpkin. So there's 3 of these have pumpkins. So we'll see. I haven't started another one yet, but we'll see which one comes next. I just love them. And I love that it's released now. So, you know, it's more widely available. I think a lot of people really like it because when I showed it before, excuse me, a lot of people were like, I've never seen that one, you know, and so I was directing people to Barefoot Needle Art, which they are a fabulous shop anyway. And I would suggest that you do check them out anyway, but, yeah, so, okay. What next? Oh, new starts. I have some new starts. So I'll go ahead and show you this one because I just showed you the other two. I got the Autumn Folk in, and this goes right along with that series. And so I went ahead immediately, couldn't wait to get it started. Got it started. I'm using, again, all the called for except for the fabric. And this is what that pearl cotton looks like. It comes on a little spool like this, but you have to be careful because there are different sizes of pearl cotton. This one is size 12. Like, for example, my Michaels carries some spools that look like this, but they don't carry size 12. So I had to order mine from 123, and one spool is enough to do all of the seasons. So that's all you need. And then I'm using the rest it's charted in DMC, so I'm using all the called for. So let me tell you about my approach. My approach on the spring one, so this one, I started in the top and I worked my way down. These are divided into the different bands, which I love because these are so quick and easy for me to stitch because I'll be like, I'm just gonna do a band today. And then I get the band done and it's like, I've accomplished so much because it's really not that wide. Like I think maybe 3 inches or something. And so, you know, super cute. But what I did on the summer one is I actually started in the middle. I preferred that because, oh, and another thing that I do is I finish all of the stitching in a band, all of the back stitching, all of the specialty stitches. I don't come back at the end and do those. I go ahead and complete them as I go. I don't love stitching and then coming back and doing back stitching, but I don't mind to do it as I go. And so that has been the best way for me to do it. But with this one, I started in the middle. I'm also a big fan of color completing, where if I haven't a thread on my needle, I want to accomplish everything I can with that thread, like with that color. I hate changing colors. So to me, starting in the middle, I could move up or down and, you know, with that color, I don't know, it just felt more fun to me. So that's what I'm doing with fall. I went ahead and started in the middle with the birds, and then I went and did the one up top and then this one. I think of all of these, because they all have it, this is like my favorite part. I love that. Let me show you the other ones. So here's this one. I just love that running stitch and how that looks. Oh, I just think it's so cute. I love it. So I've been having fun working on that. I am loving the colors for this so much. And again, this is on 16 count. Picture this plus in the color Earthen. I'm doing all of them in that color. So you see, I have the half of this. This is one of those pieces. You know how at 123 Stitch, you can get those 8x12 cuts? I think they're like $5. I love those cuts. That's what these are. So I had one in my stash and I realized that, oh, this would look good with this. And I realized I could do 2 of them on that one piece. And so I thought, well, I'll just need to get another piece. Or, you know, you could get the, what is it, like 12 by 17 or 6, or whatever. There's a size that's like double this, and then that would fit all 4 of them. But so cute. Love it. Because it, you know, if you fold it in half, let me show you how much. I don't leave a ton on the sides because I don't really need that. I mean, you see how it's finished. So it's like just the perfect amount in my opinion. I'll have that done in no time. Sarah's not stitching it with me because she already stitched it. This was an exclusive chart for a retreat that my friend Sarah went to last fall, and she had already stitched it for that retreat. So she is not stitching this one with me currently, but winter we'll be stitching that one together. Okay, oh, my other new start. Okay, so this was when this was released, I guess several months ago. When I saw it, I immediately said, I'm going to stitch that for the first day of school, for sure. My sister and I had talked about it. She wanted to do it too. And so we just kind of put it off until the beginning of the school year. And my friend Sarah also jumped in on this. Other people too, like my friend Amanda, she had already started this, and she's from Starlight Stitching Co. So check her out because she started this, and she's using her own color conversion, which is really cool. It like matches her space for homeschool, you know, really good. Whereas that's how I'm trying to match mine to my home. This is, I don't have a picture of this, so I'm either gonna pop one in here, or if I don't do any editing, I'm going to, I'll just put the link to the chart. Sorry, I bought the PDF, and so it's on my iPad downstairs, and I didn't even remember to bring my iPad up. I'm so sorry. I normally would have done that. But this is called Love and Learning. It's from Emily Call, and it's just so beautiful. It has this really cute alphabet with this big, beautiful tree and a house, and it says like a home of love and learning or something. And I just thought it was so appropriate for my home because we do school here too. So it's it just warms my heart. But you know, if you're interested in doing this, oh, like my friend Paula, she's doing it too. I don't know if I mentioned that. Like, so many people have told me that they're going to start this, and it's so appropriate for so many different people. Like, if you have kids in school and you just, you know, want to do it, or if you homeschool, or if you're a teacher, or you know, grandkids that are in school or whatever, or if you just like the design, it is so, so cute. So I love it, and I am making a little bit of changes to mine. So I am using all DMC, but I pulled out 2 blue colors because, as you know, I change, see right back here, you know me, I typically change my houses to blue, okay? So I pulled out, what I did was I went back to this chart and I pulled out the blue that I changed that house to, and also the light blue that's in the chart. And so, let me see if I can show you. This is what these look like. And I think that they are gonna look really good with the rest of the colors. I'm doing this on a 20 count platinum by Zweigart, and I found that the white color really wasn't going to show up too good. So I've already changed this frame that's around the A here. I had changed that to the light blue, and I changed this letter Y to the dark blue. Before I got down to the house, I thought, let me kind of put some of those colors in here so that it's the only thing that is blue is not the house. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wanted some of the blue in the alphabet too. And I think that they look really nice with the rest of the colors. So I think I'm going to stick with those colors. My sister had asked me, like, do we want to get a variegated blue and do the house? And I don't know, like, I really like how this house back here looks. And so when I told her that I had pulled that out, I think she liked that idea too. So she might be doing hers like that too. And anyway, it's a fun little stitch. I'm almost done with one of the pages. I'm usually not a page completer, but the way this PDF is a little bit different than other PDFs that I've had, in that it came with 2 PDFs. So instead of me going like back and forth between the 2, I might just try to finish the PDF that I'm on and then go to the next PDF and finish, you know, the bottom. So anyway, that's my start for that. I started it on the night before the first day of school. And it just happened to be that when my daughter was starting and when Sarah was having her first day, it was the same day. And so it was just such a perfect time to start for both of us to, you know, as we were thinking about the next day and how things were going to go and just getting prepared for that first week, we started a new stitch. So I'll always have the memories tied to it. I'm a very sentimental stitcher, and I love to attach memories to things like this gathering acorns. I'm always going to look at this, always, and remember, like, you know, Allie gave me this and we stitched it together, and this was my first dinky dies, and so, you know, I'm just real sentimental that way. Okay, so all that I have left to show now are my whips. And so these are things that you've already seen before, and I worked on them. So I want to show them to you. So the first one that I want to show you is in this beautiful bag that my friend Paula gave me from Barefoot Needle Art for my birthday. And in it, I have my birthday start, which is by Quaint Rose Needle Arts, and it's Ann Hughes. I started this on July 1st for my birthday. The colors are so good on this. And, okay. I am using an 18 count fabric. I think 18 count is definitely my favorite size, but I will use, like, I stitch on Ada. I think I gravitate towards 18 mostly for like bigger things. And then I'll use 14 and 16 a lot on smaller things. So this is my progress. And what I've been working on the past 2 weeks is all of that white in the house. Ooh, it was a lot. I also thought that it was really pretty because a lot of times I won't buy a hand-dyed white. I just always think like, oh, am I even gonna see any variegation? And this isn't really like white, but I wanted to show you. I don't know if you can see, but probably not. This is called Ragdoll by the Gentle Art, and it just was really variegated. Like, you might be able to see it more in the stitching, but it's so pretty. But the colors on this are just too good. Just amazing. So I'm doing this on an 18 count Seraphim fabric in the color Old Stationery. And I love it. It's so pretty. So that's my progress on that. I love seeing everyone's progress that is stitching this with me. I've got lots of friends that joined in to stitch to celebrate my birthday, and I really appreciate that. That's so fun and so sweet of you to want to do that with me. So I really enjoy seeing your progress. I do have a hashtag. It is Sarah's B-Day Sal and Ann Hughes B-Day Sal. Okay, next. Oh, look how pretty this bag is. I love this. I love this so much. My friend Lori, she's on Instagram as The Grateful Needle. She made this for me for my birthday, and I just love it so much. So what I have in here is a stitch along that I am doing with Joy. Joy's Needles, is that? I can't remember. I want to say that's her Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at remembering those kind of things. But her name's Joy. And she sent me this, and it's called Lydia R. Cohagen. It's by Blackbird, my favorite. And I just absolutely adore this. I love it so much. I did actually a color conversion. I don't have the called for colors, but they're very, very similar. And so I think maybe I had like a couple. And so I was like, I'm just going to pull from stash for the rest. I'm doing this on an 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Latte. And I'm using one strand of floss. And what I worked on this past couple of weeks was getting the border done. I was, I guess when I just glanced, like when I was looking at this on the chart, you know, my eyes aren't really going to the border very much. It's not, I mean, my eyes are going to the flowers and the birds, you know what I mean? It wasn't until I started stitching it that I realized the detail, how it, you see how it changes there? And also down there. I thought that was pretty cool. Really pretty. Oh my gosh, I just love this. I'm so sorry about this dog. If you can hear it, I bet you can. So that's where I am on that. So pretty. And then this is another one that I had wanted and could not wait to start it. I don't want it to be over, yet I want to stitch on it all the time. It's just stunning. And this is Sarah's Sewing Bag, and it's by Stacy Nash. The colors in this, like, it's just so good. And I'm not even using all the called for. I did a conversion. This is what the back looks like. It is gonna be so cute when it's all finished. So let me show you mine, and I have been working on this. And I'm doing this on an 18 count, and the fabric is by LFA Linens in the color Millstone. And this is my progress. So pretty. What I've worked on is I did the little dog. I did, I think, that flower and that flower. And that one. Yeah, I think that's everything I did. So pretty. I love it. So then, oh yeah, and I think I said this. I did a color conversion for that one, so I'm not using all the called for, but you know, called for-ish, I'll say that. And then the last thing that I worked on, and this is in my quilted pumpkin bag, is that I made it. I've been working on Olga's Stocking by Plum Street. So cute. And I'm also stitching this with my friend Allie. She's further than me, so I was like, I'm gonna just get some stitches in on this and try to catch up a little bit. She's still further than me, but I made progress. So this is on an 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Sand, and what I'm using is all DMC colors. And what I've been working on, I completed the tree. I'm basically color completing up in the top. So I'm picking a color and I'm going around and putting it everywhere that it goes. And then I'm picking another color and I'm going around. And while that is very satisfying for me, for some reason, I feel like I can't see a ton of progress right now. Although when I showed Allie, she was like, oh yeah, I totally see your progress. So maybe it is, but I don't know. I think it's just because I'm like jumping around and it's not necessarily like a chunk that I'm completing. It's kind of all over, although that is fun to me and it's satisfying. So anyway, it's going to be so cute. Love this fabric. I love how the white shows up so good on it, and love the silhouette of that cat, but I need to get it stitched. It's going to be super cute. And so that, my friends, is the end of my stitching. I did tell you that I wanted to show you that other blue flower that I haven't started, but I'm going to very soon. And it's one of these where it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 DMCs and 8 hand-dyed floss. So this is also from the blue flower, and it is called Spooky Autumn Smalls. And I just think these are gonna be so fun to stitch. I love them so much. I wanna stitch every single one of them. I did get the called for fabric for this, which is Pistachio by Fiber on a Whim. I got 20 count. It looks like that. It's really pretty. And then I did get the floss. Well, I think there was like one color I didn't get, but I think I'm just going to substitute that one. But look how pretty these are on the fabric. So I do have plans to start this like ASAP. I got it when I got the autumn folk. And so that I just started that one first, and so I just haven't started it yet. But yeah, so that's all I have to show, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, and if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so that when I make new videos, you can see when they pop up and come back and spend some more time chatting with me. I would love to have you back. And everybody that's been here the whole time or found me along the way, thanks for always coming back and being so encouraging and so kind to me in the comments. I love your comments. I love to know that you like what I'm putting in these videos, because then it makes me want to come back and do it some more. And so it means a lot to me. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing y'all in another 2 weeks. I hope you get a lot of good stitching in, and I'll see you then. Bye.